Buenas tardes, Apachis, y bienvenidos al otro episodio de APN.
Huh?
Hoy es 5 de mayo, y debemos tener todo el episodio en español.
Robert, I don't speak Spanish, you know this.
Aren't you half Cuban? This should be something you know.
Look, I just never got around to it, okay? My mom's from Hong Kong and I don't really speak Cantonese either. But besides the point, what does today have to do with Spanish anyways?
It's May 5th.
You Mexicans celebrate the May the 4th be with you thing on May 5th?
You've been watching too many Star Wars movies, man. May 5th is Cinco de Mayo. You know the day commemorating one of Mexico's most famous military victories? You even live in Southern California. You should know this.
Okay, sure, but you forgot which part of California. We're in Arcadia, California.
Good point. We don't really see too many celebrations around here.
If it makes you feel any better, we can at least do the rest of the intro in Spanish, but that's it.
Oh man, you know what? At least I get something. Well, no Apachis. Soy Robert Meli.
Y soy Rocco Feliciano.
Y una vez más, bienvenidos al show 28.
If you didn't get the chance to see this year's Arcadia Theater performances, Apache News has you covered. Stop by A102 to purchase a DVD or Blu-ray recording of Grease or Cinderella. DVDs are $25 and Blu-ray is $35.
When it comes to Cinco de Mayo, most people just write it off as an American Hispanic holiday, with colorful parades, delicious food, and spectacular music. However, there is a much deeper history connected to it than most people realize. Luckily for us, our very own Kiley Tieu has been working hard this week to show us what this holiday is truly about.
Cinco de Mayo, one of the most well-known Mexican celebrations, is held every year on May 5th. Many people think we are celebrating Mexican independence, but this holiday is actually commemorating Mexico's victory against the Second French Empire at the Battle of Puebla. This holiday originates from the unexpected victory against France in the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. On that day, the Mexican army led by General Ignacio Zaragoza defeated a much larger and better equipped French army under the rule of Napoleon III. The French charged to Veracruz, sending President Juarez and the government to retreat. 6,000 French troops led by General Charles Latreille de Lorenzes stormed into the city, but were eventually defeated by the Mexican troops.
It was the first time that a Mexican army defeated another country's army, and even though they didn't win the war, they were really proud because they were able to beat this battle. I think it's more like an excuse to party. Because to be honest, in Mexico, it's not a big deal. It's not even a holiday. You have to work and go to work and everything. But here's more like marketing stuff, so people can be identified with the Mexican culture. But it's not necessarily like a holiday in Mexico.
While Cinco de Mayo is not widely celebrated in Mexico, it has become an important part of the cultural heritage of many Mexican Americans. It is an opportunity to express their culture while commemorating an important event.
I think it's always good to have an excuse to celebrate every culture. So that's why I enjoy, even though I don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo in my family, at least we try to gather with people of our same culture and just give this opportunity to communicate this holiday to the next generations.
Whether you choose to celebrate this holiday with food, music, or dance, just remember to have fun and remember the origins of this day. This has been Kiley, de vuelta al studio.
If you have an innate talent for dancing and the passion to pursue it, like Robert here, the AHS Dance Department is hosting this year's intermediate dance evaluations at the AHS Dance Studio, May 18th at 3:45 p.m. You can also join their Google Classroom using the code down below.
Do you know that there are about 35,000 French speakers in Los Angeles County? Part of the French consulate's job is to assist its population and promote cultural exchange through school outreach. Let's hand over to Hayden for a scoop on last Friday's event.
Bonjour. It's not every day that you get the opportunity to meet with a foreign representative. Well, just last Friday, Benoit, a representative from the French consulate of Los Angeles, visited us to speak about career and academic opportunities. The main reason for his visit was to promote French culture amidst an increasing value for speaking French in the US.
We've got maybe 22% of the US employers think that they would need more employees who have skills in French. So we need to train more students in French. We need to get more French teachers. That's also an issue that we have in that country.
To do so, he shared about different career and internship options available locally and internationally, as well as some unique summer programs, such as the Teaching Assistant Program, where students get paid to stay in France for 7 months teaching English to elementary and secondary schools.
We're going to offer to those students a degree from a Parisian university.
Students also got a chance to ask general questions as they practiced their French speaking skills. Ending the evening with lively discussions about French food, the visit ultimately succeeded in promoting cultural exchange. Who knows? After all this, I might consider studying abroad in France. But for now, let's send it back to Rocco and Robert in the studio.
The award-winning color guard team is traveling to Chicago next year to perform at the Chicago Thanksgiving Parade. If you want to be a part of this team, then be sure to check out color guard tryouts. Tryouts are from May 9th, 10th, and 11th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the AHS-CTE building, and no experience is necessary.
After so many years here at Arcadia High School, Mr. Finn is in his last year before retirement, which means we'll have an all-new assistant principal next year. Let's go to Amish to learn more about Miss Joan.
Starting next school year, Arcadia High will have a brand new addition to the administration. Let's get to know our new assistant principal, Mrs. Jung. Originally an Arcadia High School graduate, she comes back to her roots for the following school year as an assistant principal transferring from Beverly Hills High School. We wanted to get to know our new assistant principal, so we asked Mrs. Jung what her personal interests are.
I love to travel. Meet new people and see how different people live, different cultures, going to different places, trying different foods. I love to eat. I will eat pretty much anything, or at least try it once. The weirdest thing I've had is balut. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, no? It's a fertilized duck egg. And so it's actually got a little duck inside.
She also expressed how she watches Netflix to relax, so we asked her for some recommendations.
I always say my favorite movie is American Me. I don't know why that's always stuck in my head. But anything that kind of evokes emotion in you, I really love to watch. Lately, I've been watching a lot of based on true stories.
Being very family-oriented, Mrs. Jung incorporates her values into her way of leading.
People have a tendency to care about their families more than anything else, but you become like family when you're working in a school district. And so really for people to know that I'm here for them, that I'm going to go that extra mile, whatever you need, I'm going to provide it for you the best that I can.
As for her final words,
go Apaches!
Thank you, Mrs. Jung. The school can't wait to meet you next year. Now back to the anchors in the studio.
Prom Committee is hosting their last fundraiser before prom at Panera Bread this Saturday, 4 to 8 p.m. Present this flyer at checkout or use the code FUN4U to purchase online.
Oh, Rocco, we only have 4 weeks left at APN. Who will take a place as best anchors?
I don't think anyone could ever be as good as us, but we do have a plethora of new members who have gotten accepted this week.
Oh yeah, let's have the great to see these new members and judge them. Welcome them.
Last week, we welcomed our new members into APN. Follow me to recap.
Congratulations. When I tell everyone that you're Who would believe that? I used to think that happiness had in way too, but that was in the bad old days before I made it.
Congratulations. Back to the anchors in the studio.
Robert, I'm going to be honest. I think this whole Cinco de Mayo thing is giving our Apaches good luck this week.
What do you mean?
Our Apaches have really been putting their all in everything from academics to their performing arts.
I think we're missing someone.
Oh yeah, sports. How have they been?
Our sports team's been killing it this week. Let's send it over to Sandra to learn more.
Yes, Robert. Cinco de Mayo celebrations really are having an effect on our Apache sports this week. Our teams are on fire with CIF games happening every single day of the week. Coming in with this week's big review of all the CIF games, here is Afiq.
This past week was a huge week for Apache athletes as they all played some close and intense games while putting in their all. Starting this competitive and exciting week on Tuesday and stretching on to Wednesday, our badminton team went head-to-head against 4 various schools in the qualifier. As always, badminton never fails to impress, winning the final match against South Pasadena with the first set of 22-20 and a whopping second set of 21-11. Next up, we had a quadruple header at our campus on Wednesday. On the list is CIF Southern Section Playoffs. After badminton is our boys tennis game against Villa Park. In a swift match, the team eventually won by a large margin of 15-3. They played their hearts out and left everything on the court. Great job to them. Next up, our baseball team went against Bonita High School, and although our team made some amazing plays, it still wasn't enough against Bonita, still losing the game 11-2. Lastly, our softball team also had a tough match against Great Oak High. They fought hard, but in the end, lost to the Wild Wolfpacks 5-0. Great job to all of our Apache athletes on all their accomplishments, and what a way to end their season. Now, let's send it back to Sandra in the studio with some live interviews with some of our Apache athletes.
Thanks, Afiq. Before we end sports today, we would like to highlight our badminton team's amazing feats in winning the Almond League matches this past Tuesday and Wednesday. With us in the studio, we have Rian Chan, Matthew Lee, and Andrew Wu from the team to ask them some questions as they proceed into the finals. So Rian, what has helped you guys win first in almost every league game?
I think our determination to work hard and go to all the training that we have really helps us perform our best in tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Matthew, do you have any concerns for the final game against your tough opponent, Walnut?
Walnut? Is that something you eat? I think we are the far better school and we'll definitely win against them.
Thank you. Finally, Andrew, what are some things your team is planning in future games?
We've been planning on having more team spirit outside the court and having more communications on the court.
All right, thank you guys for being here with us today. That wraps up Apache Sports for this week. If you haven't already, be sure to check out our baseball and softball live stream last Wednesday. Soy Sandra A, reportando para APN. Ahora regresamos con mis amigos en el estudio.
Wow, todos nuestros equipos de deportes se han despenado impresionantemente.
Wait, you're actually learning Spanish? Hold up. That was a little too advanced for you.
¿Dónde estás la Biblia Azteca?
Come on, man.
Listen, you expect me to wear an earpiece all show and not have someone try to read lines in Spanish to me?
You know, I see how it is. Don't worry, you have halfway decent pronunciation. Better than some learners.
Well, remember, I'm half Cuban, so it must be in the blood or something.
Allegedly.
Well, Robert, it's about that time to wrap up. Gotta say, it's been an honor anchoring with you.
Yep, a
On
pleasure
Cinco
as
de Mayo
always.
of all days.
Yeah, pleasure as always. I can't get a better time than that.
Well, folks, don't you dare forget to check our socials down below.
Also remember to stop by if you pre-order Cinderella to pick up your CD.
Or even just to buy a copy.
This is Robert.
And Rocco.
See you all next week.